And Rob, finally, let's just look at the CSA awards which were held this weekend. And Quentin de Kock cleaning up. Of course, last year we had Kagiso Rabada with a record amount of awards.
Yes.
Quentin de Kock almost equaling that, although I saw that there was a sixth award which wasn't official or anyhow. But do you think richly deserved, and the other awards that were given out in terms of newcomer of the year, etc.?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, he had a fantastic year, across the formats. He played vital innings, across the codes. Really sort of pivotal match-winning innings. He is that sort of player. He's a guy who takes games away. Whether it's opening the batting in one days or batting at number 7 as a sort of finisher to test innings. That argument, of course, is one for another day. Should Quentin be moving higher up the order in tests? For the moment, I think his record is so good at number 7 that I would say no. Keep him there where he's doing such a good job. People forget that his wicket keeping has been so good as well. I think he's a magnificent keeper. I think he's got all the technical skills. Still a few rough edges. You learn to play in the different parts of the world. Learn to play on the subcontinent. Learn to play in the Caribbean. Learn to play in England. And on that
I recall when he first came on the scene, sorry Rob, was that his glove work was the sort of concern.
Yes, it was.
There was no doubt about his batting skills, but his glove work was initially a concern. But I mean, he seems to really have come to his own.
Yeah, he's a sort of cricketer who he seems to sort of learn pretty smartly. He adapts to different sort of climates, if you like, quite well. And as I say, that's been as very much as key a focal point of his whole cricketing persona. I think his wicket keeping has been every bit as good as his batting. It doesn't always get properly lauded. Brilliant catches and things sometimes get sort of lost in the mists of a game, and centuries get scored, and people remember your big 150 more than they remember a really vital stumping or something at a key moment. But he's got all the attributes of a top wicketkeeper, and he's going to break records, in both forms really for the next few years. He's only 24. Most of his career still lies ahead, and now of course they're off to England, where interestingly, he's played no international cricket. He's got 128 international caps across the 3 formats. Not one of them has been in England yet. So now South Africa are about to settle for a long, really long, unusually long sort of summer in England, which I think people will be looking forward to. Purists love to see South Africa play, at the sort of home of cricket, if you like, and great opportunity to see if he can adjust quickly, and that we'll want him to adjust to the demands of English pitches.
How do you see the younger players in the Proteas setup adapt to conditions in England? I mean, what is it about conditions in England that are particularly challenging?
Look, I mean, it's certainly in terms of our Champions Trophy squad. Of course, that's the next big area of focus. We've got 3 ODIs ahead of the Champions Trophy. Those are really sort of warm-ups for the Champs Trophy. The one little concern I do have is that some of those bowlers are a little bit more, the bowlers in that squad particularly, are a little bit more sort of bang it in, rather than go for that sort of fuller length, get it swinging. In England, you need those kind of old-fashioned seamers, like sort of fast medium seamers. And without sort of your Abbott these days, without a stain, Philander, of course, not part of the one-day mix. So that's one little area of concern. But there's so much talent across our squads, whether it's the Test squad or the ODI squad, going to England, that I think they can be hugely competitive in all the series they'll be playing in England this summer.
First ever ICC title?
You said it. You've put the curse on. It's who knows.
Okay.
Look, some people are saying it's a bad thing in a way that we've regained our number 1 status in ODIs. People are saying, well, that's the kiss of death, because we've been so highly touted before, and in the last few years we've almost liked to sort of try and cruise in under the radar. We're not going to have that luxury. People realise that the South African team is a really good one. But I think the good thing is that there aren't too many players left in the side now who are sort of burdened by choking, if you like. If you look at some of the players who've now sort of gone into retirement or even injury in some cases, a lot of these young players don't have any experience of that choking phenomenon, which I think is very good. So yeah, South Africa very much in the mix for the Champions Trophy.